Hey guys, I'm here today to talk about the drug known as marijuana, why it is bad and why it should remain illegal. According to Webster's dictionary, drug is defined as a medicine or other substance which has a physiological effect when ingested or otherwise introduced into the body's system. Obviously, some drugs are good. Pharmaceutical companies sell drugs to help us heal, recover, fight infections. And then, of course, you have your illegal drugs. And hopefully in this next little bit, we'll discuss a little more on why marijuana should remain illegal. Today, we'll be talking about my 3 points from the medical point of view, the point of view of tax revenue, and then as far as law enforcement. Let's start with the medical. Sure, you've heard everyone say, marijuana's got to be great. It's natural. It's grown from the earth. It's not going to harm you, right? Well, the truth is, yes, it can harm you. According to the website drugfreeworld.org, research clearly shows that marijuana has the potential to cause problems in daily life. A study of 129 college students shown that 30 days prior to taking a survey, if the students smoked for 27 of the 30, then they will be having problems with critical skills relating to attention, memory, and learning. They've also did a study on postal workers who were tested and tested positive for marijuana, and it shows that 55% had more accidents, 85% were injured more, and 75% increased in absent from actually coming to work. In Australia, a study found that cannabis intoxication was responsible for 4.3% driver fatalities. So anyone who ever says, well, I've never heard of anybody dying from smoking too much weed and driving, well, in Australia they have. This impact can last for days on your memory. They say that it takes up to almost a full month for your memory and your brain to detox from the cannabis in your system. Students who use marijuana have lower grades and are less likely to get into college than non-smokers. Simply put, they don't have some of the same abilities with remembering and organization of information as students who don't smoke. Jeanette Marie Tetrault, MD, FACP, an assistant professor of medicine at Yale University School of Medicine, is quoted by saying, "I don't think we can definitively say it is safe." So if doctors are telling us it's probably not safe, why should we legalize it? Now that those are some of the medical drawbacks, let's look about some of the taxes. Yeah, according to Colorado.org, the state itself is getting all kinds of taxes and application fees and license fees and everything back from people who have applied to sell weed legally. But at the same point in time, where's all the money going? It's going to the state. What about the low-income people? The people just barely making it who are on a fixed income. They have an extra 3% tax, 2.9% tax on their marijuana, and this is supposed to be the government's way of helping them. For recreational use, you have a 10% special sales tax, and then of course the government will collect 15% off the application fees. And I sat down and did some math, and roughly I took the year 2014 to 2015's fees for license and applications divided by 12, and then took a rough monthly estimate of the 2014 to 2015 years gross income from taxes, and it got to $5,614,364.67 a month. That's right, over $5 million a month on taxes that they're collecting. I mean, that sounds great. That sounds like a lot of money. But again, if you're getting it from people who are barely making ends meet, how is that actually helping? How is that not hurting? Those are some of the figures. Now let's look at some of the stuff about law enforcement. According to the American Civilian Liberties Union, each year enforcing laws on possession costs more than $3.6 billion. So that's saying that that's paying for the law enforcement officers, the judges, the people who write the laws. If we pass and legalize marijuana, are we going to take a $3.6 billion pay cut in the legal system? If so, who's going to get the job taken away? Is it going to be a judge, or is it going to be the local law enforcement? So you're going to say, sure, let's legalize it. Let's take this $3.6 billion away. What's going to happen? I mean, we could very easily lose a couple of officers a day, or a couple of officers a shift. So at work, whenever a call comes in, instead of having enough people to cover it, the call goes unnoticed because we just don't have the police force for it anymore. As you can see, we've just went over a little bit about the medical misuse, the taxing, and some of the law enforcement issues with passing marijuana as a legal drug. Again, ultimately the choice is up to you. Whether you want to keep it illegal or legal, it's in your state. You can vote however you want to, but just think about this. That $3.6 billion that we cut could be a cop that when you need one and you call isn't there anymore because he lost his job because we decided to legalize marijuana. That choice is up to you.